happily and safely. I am Shoma Moitro, Assistant Professor, Prabhuti College of Education, Stalbari, Shiliguri, West Bengal. Today I am going to discuss regarding importance of learning resources from course 7A, 1.2.7a, that is Pedagogy of Science Teaching for B.Ed second semester, and it is there in Unit 4. So, today my point of discussion is importance of learning resources. Now see, in our last classes, in our last session I have discussed regarding concept and definition of learning resources and its various types. So today I am going to discuss regarding importance of learning resources. Specifically, different types, importance of different types of learning resources. In our last class we have discussed that learning resources are very important in our the teaching learning process, because when anyone, any student, teacher or anybody want to get knowledge, so he or she has to get help from books. So from book we can get knowledge. But when anyone want to enrich himself or want to get more and more knowledge, expand their knowledge, then Buddhist books are not sufficient. We have to take help from other resources. So we have seen different types of resources are there, like printed, non-printed resources, and what are the importance of those resources? Why we will use all those resources? So first of all, first category was printed resources. First category was printed resources. Printed resources. And in this category, we have seen different types, that resources were there, like books, reference books, journals, magazine, so many different the printed materials were there. Now you see, in case of science teaching, some objectives are there. Objectives of science teaching are there. You have learned in your first semester that mostly, that importantly, that is one of the objective is knowledge objective, to develop knowledge. Next one is to develop understanding. To develop understanding. Now next one was skill. To develop skill, and last one is application. And more others are there. Analysis, synthesis, several other factors are there. But see, out of these four objectives, knowledge and understanding, these two objectives can be fulfilled very nicely through printed material. See, when anyone study any book, go through any book, then knowledge will be developed. The knowledge of any subject will be developed. And after going through several times that books or any other printed material, that knowledge will enter in the understanding level of the learner. So understanding level can be developed also. So these two objectives of science teaching, that is knowledge and understanding, can be fulfilled very nicely through printed material. Now next one, see that through science teaching, that suppose in the science classroom, the teacher has given lecture and concept has developed, but that concept is very limited one, no? So student has to study different books, so that one student can get concept from printed material. Concept. They can learn different kinds of laws. Different principles are given there. Different principles are given there. Then in book, different theories of science are written there. So different laws, different principles, different theories, different scientific methods. Different scientific methods. So all these concepts, all these things, student can understand or anyone can understand if they study any science book. So from science book, any scientific concept can be developed, that they can know regarding laws, various principles, various theories, different scientific methods, even they can know different hypotheses. So all these things we can understand and can get knowledge from printed material. Now see, other objectives of science teaching, we know that to develop scientific attitude among children. So when the children or students or any learner go through any printed material, specifically books, so automatically scientific attitude develops inside the mind of the children. So one of the importance of the printed learning resources is to develop scientific attitude among the children. Now other more objectives of science are there. We know that to develop logical thinking, then reasoning. Reasoning is one of the main objective of teaching science. Reasoning. Then we know that to develop critical thinking. So all these qualities, critical thinking. So all these qualities or all these objectives can be fulfilled through printed material. Now you see that when one child or one student, they go through several books or they understand science nicely, so different types of questions are coming, that curiosity develop among the children. So if they go through different printed material, they can fulfill their curiosity. So scientific curiosity can be fulfilled. If any curiosity is there among the mind of the children, that can be fulfilled if they study in different kinds of printed material. Now, see, not only for the scientific laws, principle, theories, you see, they can read different printed material from which they can get they can learn, then they can study different life history of different scientists, or they can learn different scientific friction, different scientific stories. So if they go through all these things, they automatically their scientific interest or scientific temperament develop among the children. So if they go through different scientific interest can be developed. See, in their curriculum, especially for the children of class 6, 7, that we know that life history of different scientists are given there. That they are written different discoveries of science, and they can go through different type of scientific stories, scientific fiction. When they all that go through all this, they study all this, then automatically that scientific that interest among the children will develop. So it is another more importance of printed material. Now see not only for this interest or this information, that from printed material we can get different kind of that news of scientific news, day to day what is happening around the world, what are the new discoveries happens, new kind of research. So all this that knowledge we can get through printed material. So to get that to know different kind of discoveries of science, new news, different news of science, what is happening of happenings of science around the world. Different that research work. We can know if we read all these material. So all these are the importance of printed material. And apart from these, you see that main objectives of teaching science, like to develop scientific attitude, scientific temperament, scientific thinking, all those other that main objectives of teaching science can be developed through this printed material. So all these are importance of printed material. Now let us know about the importance of non-printed resources. Okay. Now today we are going to know regarding non-printed resources. So what things were there under this category? We know that chart, model, different kinds of motion pictures were there, radio, television. You can remember, I think, that radio, television, improvised apparatus, even laboratories were there in this category. So through non-printed material, what are the importance of non-printed material? First of all, you see, when in classroom teaching, we go on using the chart, model. So automatically interest and attention of the teacher, attention of the students, it will be, we can draw the attention and interest of the learner towards our lesson, test lesson. That inside the classroom, when we use chart and model, automatically their interest, their attention will be goes towards the teacher's lecture. So automatically we can develop interest and attention among the children. So it is non-printed material. So it is the importance of non-printed material. Now another one thing, see, when we use printed material or any teacher go on giving lecture inside the classroom, so one concept has been built inside the mind of the children. But that concept is abstract in nature. No, they cannot see all the laws, all the happenings, all the theories, they cannot see in front of them. But when we use any chart or model or any kind of experiment inside the classroom, so automatically that abstract thinking will be converted into concept, that concretize one. So to concretize any concept, non-printed material is very important. So through non-printed resources, to concretize any concept is important. Now we know that that improvised apparatus, or when we are writing about chart and model, sometimes it happens that student has to make some chart, some models, some improvised apparatus has to be made by the children, by the students. Then so automatically to take part to making chart and model, so creativity automatically develop among the mind of the children. So one of the main importance is to develop creativity among the children. So automatically creativity develops among the mind of the children. So it is another importance of that non-printed material. And another more thing, you see, when we are using the printed material inside the classroom, or when a student go through any books or printed material, it is quite boring, isn't it? But when a child that's seeing one experiment or model, so it will eradicate boredom. So we can eradicate boredom inside the classroom with the help of the non-printed resources. So it is another more important. Now see, another more thing, very much important thing is, very much important of the non-printed material is that in case of the classroom situation, when one teacher giving lecture, sometimes their attention, their interest diverted. No, it is quite natural. But when one model, when teacher showing one model or chart, so sometimes of interaction takes place inside the classroom. So question answer is going on. So it helps in interaction. interaction. So naturally students will get attracted towards the lesson. They will listen the lecture of the teacher very attentively. So it is another one importance of non-printed resources. Now see, next one, we know that laboratories to work in laboratory, that provision also there. So when one student or one learner, they go to do any hands-on experiments, hand-on experiment in laboratory, so automatically their skill will be developed. So other objectives of teaching science, that is to develop knowledge, understanding, skill and application. So last two objectives, that to develop skill and application. So they will use different they will do different kind of experiment. They have to use different kind of instrument inside the laboratory. So automatically their skill will be developed and they can apply that knowledge into their day-to-day life. So the skill objective, application objective can be fulfilled through this non-printed material. It is another importance of using that non-printed resources. And last of all, you see the basic aims and objectives of teaching science: to develop that scientific temperament, scientific attitude, that scientific thinking. All these objectives of science teaching can be fulfilled through these non-printed resources. So importance of non-printed resources are many, that vast importance are there. So you just go through all these importance, that you have you just note down all these points regarding importance of printed resources and non-printed resources. In our next session, we will discuss regarding importance of other types of learning resources. Okay, thank you so much.